Welcome to Car Conversations with the Jacksons. I am Shay.
And I am Malik.
So the question is, what is your most irrational fear? Oh, do you want to go first, babe?
Sure. And while I am a pest control professional, I do have a not irrational, but a rational fear of spiders. So early on, when I was about 19 or 20 working in an industrial plant, I was in fact bitten by a spider. Have no idea what kind of spider it was. All I know is I woke up the next day after not feeling well, going to sleep that evening, and my face was a lot closer than I remembered it. Eyes were swollen, lips were swollen, webs and splotches all over my skin. Had to go to the doctor, get some steroids to bring down a lot of the swelling, and found out that I was in fact allergic to spiders. So while I don't have an irrational fear, I do have a very rational fear and have to maintain a constant awareness if there's a spider in my vicinity. I don't want them on me. I don't want them near me without my understanding where they are.
Thank you, babe. I like spiders. The not harmful ones.
Until that one was on the floor this morning in the bathroom. And then somebody like, babe, it's a spider in the bathroom. I go in there and the spider dead.
First of all, he has trained me that if there's an insect, dead or alive, to call him, or a bug, dead or alive, to call him so that he can get it. Is that true?
Yeah. Okay. We'll let it slide.
And I didn't call him like that. So, theatrics. My irrational fear, they said it was rational. I'm going to say it's irrational because of how I react and just how far I go. So I have a fear of rodents. And by rodents, I mean rats, possums, raccoons. Now, there are people who will say, I have a fear of those too. But I think mine is irrational because I'm so scared. I think that, for instance, and it is what it is. I'm going to be honest. There is a raccoon that lives in the attic of our neighbor across the street, and sometimes I can see them climb, the raccoon and its family climb up the tree and go on the roof and all of that. And one night, y'all, I promise, I saw the raccoon at the highest point of their roof, and I don't know, when it stood up, it looked like a man. And there have been I'm just being honest. So there have been times raccoons have crossed the street, possums, and I've never ran over an animal, thank God, because I think I would cry even if it's something that I'm scared of. But I've seen them, and I wanted to just say, I'm going to run them over. Don't come for me, animal cruelty people. It was just, I'm so scared. And I was like, I think if I tried to run it over, it would still be alive, get in the engine and climb in the car. That's the irrational part, because my thoughts go so far to the extreme whenever I think of them, or even if I see them. Now, that comes from a childhood trauma where there was a house that I used to stay in when I was a kid, and they had rats. How rats, mice, they all the same to me. Okay, whatever the size, whatever, they all rats to me. And they would just crawl along in the presence of people. So to me, I thought that rats wouldn't come out until it's dark, late. There's nobody really present to try to do they dirt. But listen, we be sitting in the living room, rat go across. They don't care. In the kitchen, on the stove, and that scared me. And then one time, and so this happened when I was in kindergarten, first grade, maybe second grade. I remember one morning my mom was getting me ready to go to school, and in the bathroom it was a rat, and it was big. Now, I just said I was in, early elementary, so it may or may not have been as big as I thought it was. But what I do know is that it never moved. It stayed in the bathroom with us. It didn't try to scurry away. It stayed there like, what's up, fool? You in my space, right? And that scared me. Like, there was no fear. Like, because the rat didn't have a fear, that scared me. And that built up to be something big in my mind even today. And our youngest daughter, she wants to be a farmer, and have talked about how her and my niece are going to have a farm and all of the animals. And I've told them, I'm not coming to visit y'all because I know that they're going to be rodents there, and I can't do it, right? Another good story, irrational fear. So my husband and our oldest daughter used to be in a group called Safari Princess with the YMCA. And they would have a family night where, and what they would do is go to different state parks. Dads and daughters would go to different state parks and, just have a good time, a good bonding time between a father and a daughter, right? They would have a family event at the end where everybody would go. We would go to the campsite, go camping, yes, in a horrid tent. My bad for people that like to camp. And stay overnight the weekend. I think, was it Friday, Saturday, babe, and we would leave? It was Friday night, Saturday, and then you would leave Saturday night, right? So the first year, being the mom of the year, wife of the year that I am, stayed the night, stayed in the tent. I did like to camp when I was little, but then, you get older and you're like, no, I'm with glamping. If my baby could take me glamping, baby, I would go. As long as the restroom facilities are inside of the RV. But we had to go to a public bathroom, and on the way to the public bathroom, lo and behold, what crossed the path when I was going to the public facility to take a shower and everything?
A raccoon.
A raccoon. Not only that, babe, I don't know if you remember, this man had all of the food in his SUV, and he left his window down, and the raccoon got in the man's SUV and ate up, tore up all of the stuff. Do you remember when the raccoon got in the man's SUV, babe?
I don't remember that.
He had to get his car detailed, ladies and gentlemen. He left his windows down in the daytime, and the raccoon destroyed all of the food that he had in there.
He lucky that's all he had to do was get it detailed. That raccoon should have tore up everything in his car. Yeah, you'll learn from camping. There's certain precautions you need to take.
So the next year, ladies and gentlemen, we did go to the family event, but when it got dark, where did the Jacksons go? Back to the house to safety. Thank you for joining us for Car Conversations with the Jacksons. I am Shay.
I'm Malik.
Talk to you later.